Hey, welcome everybody to Nerds Without Filters. We are great that you're here today. As always, I'm your host, Steven, and this is my co-host, Brian.
How you doing, Internet? I know you're doing well, because I'm baked as fuck, and I can't wait to talk about the Jungle Book.
Yeah, that's going to be our episode today. So we're going to be doing the Jungle Book. Just a little bit of a disclaimer. I know Brian is very excited about this. This is going to be a spoiler review. We are going to go in and we are going to blow our loads everywhere.
All over your face, neck, and chest. Woo! But we want to give you a chance to, if you haven't seen the movie yet, just to, not listen to this. We don't want you to because, well, it's going to spoil. We're going to spoil the fuck out of you. So if you have not seen the movie yet, we're going to give you, ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, you've had your chance. We're going to spoil the fuck out of you.
That's how we're going to do it on this show. So, first off, I'd just like to say, Jungle Book, I think Walt Disney and Disney Studios did an amazing job. What do you think, Brian, really quick, in a brief moment?
Okay, really quick, I just want to say that the fucking Disney, I'm loving these live action fucking Disney movies. I think we're going to get some good ones. I'm not so sure about Tim Burton's Dumbo, but we'll see how that goes. Jungle Book, fucking 10 stars. That's all I got to say. I don't even know what that means, but 10 stars up.
So we got that great input from Brian. His bat nipples were pretty hard in our last episode, but now his Jungle Boy Mowglis are dancing for you all.
Oh, in the balls, baby. Right there.
Oh, man. As always, I love doing these episodes with Brian. So let's start off. First off, the new, maybe possibly the new Disney intro, the castle. I saw it. It looked amazing. The castle coming in, it looked like they were doing a more Disney kind of theme park style, showing a little bit more parks. And I loved when I got to see the river coming out of it and it goes into the jungle scene. I think that was great. What was your opinion on that?
Okay, first of all, I have been watching the evolution of these Disney intros and loving each one of them. I've seen them since Tinkerbell does the thing to the other one that just has like a river and all that stuff. I am personally really loving the fact that they brought back that castle. They just give you that iconic castle that's just right there, but they show the theme park that's behind it that everybody knows and loves. I have gone to it recently and I just know how magical it is. I mean, these movies are magic. They really are.
No, they are great. And if you see me doing anything, it's just me. I love fondling with technology. Not as much as I like fondling other things. Fondling women, boy. Fondling women. But back to where we're supposed to go with this podcast. So we've got the Jungle Book. We just did the opening. I loved it. And especially, it's Mowgli. It's the one we know. It takes a little bit of a turn for a better. I really liked how it starts with him just like running. Mowgli running in the trees. We're trying to get a glimpse of what's happening. They leave you kind of like, it's like a cliffhanger in that first scene. What's going on? What's he running from? Yeah, we've seen the trailer and we know, he gets captured by Bagheera. But
Bagheera!
But besides that, I really liked that cliffhanging scene. It was great getting to watch exactly, how most movies should start. That nice cliffhanger going, people going, what the fuck?
They give you a hook. You're just like, what's going on? He's running. I love it. He's got the red diapers and it's exciting. He's just running. I know from the trailer that it's from Bagheera, but it's still such a engaging moment. You're just like, oh my God, what's going to happen? I mean, I know what's going to happen, but I love it. First of all, this Jungle Book has a better plot than ever. Jon Favreau, oh my boy, Jon Favreau, fucking, I love you. You know how to tell a story. I fucking love it. It's got this great plot. The thing that I like about the Jungle Book in this is it's got this wonderful arc of these characters. It actually has a real fucking villain that does stuff, and I'll get a little bit more into it, but I just want to say that the plot of the cartoon movie is like, he just gets passed around from fucking comedic character to comedic character, and then it ends with the tiger, and then he sees the girl, and he sees like what women, he becomes a man. It's a coming of age story, but it's just like the weakest telling of it. I've never seen a Disney story that just fucking blows its load all over you and just like leaves you in the alley while you're fucking cleaning yourself off. It's just retarded. I loved it as a kid because I was like, oh, music and flashing colors and it's amazing. But now I look at it and I'm like, what the fuck is the plot of this goddamn movie? And then Jon Favreau, or the writers, I shouldn't say Jon Favreau, but anyway, the writers, they made a great plot.
As always, Brian, it's great to get your opinion. You know, it's always great. I love just sitting here and looking at you doing that. You get into it. Just like other people get into other things.
Oh, tight butts.
But, that is why we have no filters, and we love it. You know, this is definitely not your average child show. But,
yeah.
So I really like,
Don't watch this with your kids.
But going back into, so we got the cliffhanger. We go into it, and then we get to see the wolves, the pack of wolves that... This is where he was raised. This is what Mowgli was raised. I really kind of like the realisticness of the wolves. It brings kind of like more of a family. They really worked on intricating family of wolves.
Yeah.
And I really like that.
That part I cried with the part with, is that Helen Mirren? I think it was Helen Mirren.
Yeah, I think so.
Who did the voice? Oh my God, of the mom. She just goes, you're mine. You'll always be mine. And it was just so... You'll always be my son, and I teared up. I couldn't hold back. It was amazing. I loved it.
I hope it was Helen Mirren, or otherwise we're gonna sound real stupid.
Well, whatever.
I'm
used to sounding stupid, so I don't care.
But that's always because we love making people laugh, and also. But I really liked that wolf part, and it was a really great start off to setting the story about why Mowgli really didn't want to leave the jungle, and this is like really what I liked about this movie. Was bringing that aspect into like this movie, because the Jungle Book, the original cartoon, doesn't really go into like the family as much or as deeply, and it shows the connection with the little pups, and how like
Gray, what a cute one.
Gray, you have Gray, who's the run of the litter, and he really is the one who really attaches to Mowgli.
No, the emotions are amazing.
Oh yeah, no, the emotions are great, and it really really makes you connect with Mowgli and his story and Gray, and throughout the movie you get to see this, and it builds upon the relationship that Gray and Mowgli have, because they were both outcasts in their own way. Mowgli is a man
that's a
cub.
good point. I didn't even think about that. That's a good point. Because Gray he's this little kid, and he's the runt.
Wolf.
I'm sorry, Wolf. Well, but
I understand what you mean.
Anyway, I really liked. I guess what I really liked is, like, spoilers, like, what's his name? Raja? No. Shere Khan.
Shere Khan.
Shere Khan had a much better motivation, because he just wanted to kill him in the other movie, and they just got him out of the jungle. But, like, what a villain. I mean, who was it who voiced him? I wasn't sure. Was it Liam Neeson? No,
it's not Liam Neeson.
No, sorry.
No, definitely not.
Sorry, Internet.
It's not Liam Neeson.
Well,
but continuing
tweet at us and who it is. I can't remember who it was. But the villain, he just had this great... I just love the whole arc of the story. It just was so much of a story. The one thing I didn't like, though, spoilers, he didn't meet the girl. He didn't go with the girl. There was no girl in the movie. And maybe it'll come in the sequel, and that's kind of cool, but kind of not cool to me. I just wanted, like, the ending that I saw in the cartoon movie. Okay. That was what I wanted to see. I liked how it ended. I'm not saying I didn't like that. I just liked that. I just missed that girl. That was the part I was waiting for. I was like, oh, he's going to see the girl, and then he's going to go off into the man cub. But now he's just this man cub in the jungle, and I don't really know what they're going to do for the next one if they do it. Yeah. But that's my opinion.
I understand, and a lot of people were really upset about that, and it's understand. And at the current moment, I'm looking up the cast. I want to get a better idea. Yeah. And this is we love to do this, so anything about it.
Well, we know that you nerd out about this too, and we want to get it right. So, and if we don't, we're gonna get a bunch of fucking comments from fucking big fat assholes who just sit around and jerk off all day. But I don't care because I need to get it right. I'm a nerd like that too. I'm not that. I don't do that. But I don't know. Basically, we just want to figure out who the fuck these people are. King Louie, how was that? That was amazing.
It was Idris. It's Idris Elba.
Oh, yeah.
The guy from the famous Pacific Rim, which was horrible.
Horrible. Holy shit. Don't make none of that. No more of that, okay? Like,
But getting
please
back,
stop making that.
No problem.
Anyway.
But no, it's really great. You know, I think he was a great cast choice to play Shah Khan because he was really able, he has that voice and that persona and that personality that really gets to you. And like, you're like, oh, this is really like a dark, like disturbed. He was disturbed. If you really look at it when you watch the movie, you can see how disturbed as a character Shah Khan is. Because, you know, he's a tiger. He's killing for fun. He kills for sport. And he has this image of man because of something that happened to him when he was trying to attack.
Well, spoiler review, we see through Kaz' eyes, the mesmerizing eyes of Scarlett Johansson. Oh, what a beautiful, beautiful woman.
Yeah, and getting on that actually about Scarlett Johansson being the snake, I was actually really proud and definitely glad that Disney was able to get the eye technique, the hypnosis, because I was worried because it was realistic, more like trying to be
Trust in me. Oh, it was beautiful.
And you could really see it, like you could see the eyes pulsating and trying to hypnotize. And I loved that. That was the one big part I was really nervous about is how are they going to get that? Because if they don't do that, that whole scene is messed up.
Take you out of it, yeah. It was great. They did it just like the cartoon. It was just like, oh my god, it was amazing. I mean, I missed the voice of the snake in the cartoon, but Scarlett was mesmerizing. I mean, gosh, she's beautiful. Anyway, fuck, what did I want to say about that? Oh, we see through the eyes. Spoiler: we see through the eyes of her the backstory, secret origin kind of stuff of Shere Khan and how he lost his eye or got blinded and the reason why he hates Mowgli so much because he didn't kill him and he killed his father, but he didn't kill him.
Yeah, no, and that's kind of, I really like how Disney is working on that, bringing like, you know, giving you the cliffhanger and then bringing you into the middle and figuring out like, oh, okay, well, that's why my nuts are in my fucking body right now because I don't know what's going on.
Well, that's what Disney does. They do that.
But, you know, it was a great time watching this movie, except for that guy who farted at the quiet scene. That bastard.
You mean Samson?
No.
Who farted?
I farted.
Oh, you
that asshole. But you know what? It was great.
Just thought that's because you had a Chipotle.
You know, you got to eat before you go. But getting back to this review, and, you know.
Nobody wants to hear about farts.
Everybody likes to hear about farts. It's natural. Everybody does it.
Shut up. All right.
But, you know. Jungle Book, we've already talked about Mowgli, how he started. Now let's talk about the childhood actor. It was his first debut.
Oh yeah. Okay. So this kid he's talking, he's interacting with fake CGI characters. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know this for sure, but I'm pretty sure that every single thing. I mean, I'm pretty sure there was motion capture. Guys on set, you know, like the guy who did Gollum and the guy who did the ape in Dawn of Planet of the Apes. I'm pretty sure that there's that kind of stuff going on, but for the most part, this kid is acting to nothing. I mean, nothing.
And it's his debut. It's the actor's name is Neil Sethi. It was his first debut.
Are you sure you're pronouncing that right?
Well, let's hope. But, you know. We can only hope that I pronounce that correctly. But, you know, I like to say that in the beginning, just like our friend Samson, really couldn't get into it with him because he wasn't selling it to me in the beginning. Yeah. But right in the middle, as soon as I'd say Baloo. When he finally meets Baloo, that's really where I can connect with him, the actor, as well as the character.
Okay. Baloo. Now that you've mentioned Baloo, I would love, the bare necessities. I can't believe they sang that song, but they did it so right. Oh yeah. But anyway, I just want to say, when they got to Baloo, man, Bill Murray, you're right, because the kid was just kind of like, I mean, I know it was just insanely hard for this 12-year-old kid to act, or anybody to act in front of nothing. But yes, once he met Baloo, he really really started interacting so we could thank Bill Murray. Bill Murray, man. Fuck yes, Bill Murray was in this movie. And
I think he was
the best
good.
part. He was the best part to me. Baloo's the best part of the Disney movie, so naturally it has to be the best part of this movie. And they sang that song. Yeah. He's riding on the waves. Mowgli even did the slap on his belly, which was like
the casual slap that everybody knows.
It's iconic, and it was beautiful, and iconic, but it was something that I knew from my childhood.
It links us to our childhood.
You know, like my childhood, but it's a 60s movie. Like that movie was like 1960 or something like that, or something, maybe 75. I can't remember, but my point is,
it's a little earlier than that.
Is it really?
60, I think. Yeah, 60.
Yeah, 60. But still, it was my childhood too because I had the big ass VHS of it, and I loved it.
No, then I really liked how Bill Murray, especially because, you know, we've seen Bill Murray in other movies. He's had some ups, he's had some downs, and I really think this was a great one coming back because he was able to pull off the con artist that Blue originally starts off as.
Totally.
He was perfect at it in my mind. He was able to, you know, especially in the honey scene when he's asking Mowgli to get the honey and he's, you know, using it as a bribe for saving his life.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's really what Baloo was in the beginning of it. And
he's kind of a con artist.
Yeah, he's a con artist just trying to get his food. Yeah. And that's why Mowgli meets Baloo.
I was disappointed that he didn't say britches, little britches. That's what he says in the cartoon movie. But, you know, so what? I mean, it doesn't matter. It was just one small little thing that I was just like, oh, okay, so you didn't say that. But I loved Bill, man. I love Bill Murray so much anyway. I mean, I watch fucking Scrooged every Christmas. But anyway, yeah, he had more of an arc. Like every character had more of an arc. It was just such a better story.
Characters and personalities.
Totally.
And that's what they were able to do with this, because that's what I like about, like, if you compare cartoon to live action, you get more of a connection.
It's also a cartoon.
But
let's be honest. It's
you can really get a connection. Yeah, it was CGI, and a lot of movies are going to CGI now. But the way they use CGI and then they brought, you know, live action is that you really can connect with the characters as well as the CGI characters, because you can see emotion better. There's more to work with, especially with live action. We can really connect, you know, instead of, you know, pencils and papers and like, you know, cartoonists.
Yeah.
But, you know, even though the original Jungle Book, great cartoon, this movie really did that. And, you know, especially while this connection of the family was really building between Baloo, Mowgli, as well as Bagheera.
Yeah.
And you really get to see this connection more, specifically when they go to the Forbidden Monkey, you know, Kingdom.
Yeah.
That was, I really think that was amazing, especially.
The climbing, you're doing fine. You're doing fine, Baloo. And then
just look up at me.
He's not just, just keep looking up. They're not just like irritated at each other like they are in the cartoon. Like, they're friends. They see differently. They feel differently about certain things. But they're still friends, and they're not gonna like. They always got Mowgli to protect, and that's what I like about them.
And it's a whole family atmosphere, and, you know, really we can see that, especially with King Louie. The introduction of King Louie, that is one fat ass monk, you know, ape. That is one fat ass ape.
Yeah.
But I really liked how, like.
Did you notice his eyes, Christopher Walken eyes, in ape?
No,
like,
and that's
I could see that.
Christopher Walken,
he was
great choice for this, especially because of the accent. Like, you know how he has that normal accent, how he talks normally. He brought that in there, and it really creates this monkey kingdom as like an American mafia almost.
Yeah, it felt like a mob. Like it brought all of the First of all, they walk up, Mowgli walks up, he picks up a cowbell, and I swear to you, it's gotta be a reference to the SNL sketch, More Cowbell, because I turned to my friend and I was like, yeah, this movie needs more cowbell. And he laughed and that was funny, but it was a weird reference. But Christopher Walken reminded me of True Romance when he's sitting there in front of the kid, it's True Romance, and it just reminded me of that mobster.
Yeah.
It just felt so mobby to me. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, because all the monkeys, like, he's the main boss, you know? He's the main boss. He has the accent. He gives you that feeling of, like, I'm in front of the big man. Like, he's going to ice me. like something that it really gave you that feeling, like you felt like Mowgli was in danger.
Totally. You're like, this was like Godfather kind of shit. I was like, what the fuck is happening? And like, all the orangutan wants is fire. The red flower is what they call it in the movie. And it's all he wants is fire. And it's like, Mowgli's just trying to say, dude, I don't know how to make it. Like, I'm sorry, I know how to make shit. By the way, Mowgli knows how to make shit in this movie. What a smart fucking kid.
He uses that. It's considered as tricks.
Yeah.
Yeah, tricks.
Tricks is what Bagheera and all the other animals call it. But he's really just a smart kid. And he invents all these tools, and he knows how to fucking make shit. And it's used throughout the whole movie, especially at the end when he kills Shere Khan. Spoilers, he kills Shere Khan, or at least we think he's dead.
Yeah,
and
during
he gets
the
away
movie,
from them.
And I really like. We can definitely tell the Forbidden Kingdom, is definitely CGI'd. Like you can definitely tell that.
Yeah.
But you really get to see that family aspect that we were talking about with Bagheera and Baloo protecting Mowgli. Like Mowgli's their kid, and they're protecting him from like hundreds of monkeys and apes. And I was just like, whoa! And then you've got King Louie. He's trying to get him. He's trying to persuade him. And King Louie in this one was more violent. He was way more violent in this than the cartoon. But at least he's saying, "I want to be like you."
I can't believe he's saying in this movie. Jon Favreau put music in a Disney movie, and we got the song, but in a nice way, not like a show tune kind of thing. It was more
like a realistic.
Really nice, realistic way about it. This movie you have to suspend the reality, and you have to just go in, maybe get a little baked like I did, and then I fell in love with it, man. I just loved it. I thought it was great.
No, yeah, and especially so you have like they finally get away from King Louie,
Yeah.
And they're trying to, Bagheera this whole time is trying to get him to the man cave this whole time through this whole story, especially with the gold King Louie, and that's when King Louie, right before, the demise, like not the demise, but before King Louie gets totally, the whole temple just caves in on him.
Yeah, he gets so aggressive, he's running through he's so fucking fat. Like he's so big.
Huge.
And so he's getting through the kingdom, and we're watching Mowgli run around and dart around these pillars and trying just to get out. King Louie's hands are so long that he almost grabs him once Mowgli jumps out into the tree, like you see in the trailer. And you can see the ignorance of this dumb fucking ape who's just trying to get this kid who does not know how to make fire. Like, it's just, I don't know. You got thumbs on all your appendages. You figure it out. It just caves down on him, and we're led to believe that he's buried. I would like to say he's buried, but not dead. I mean, who wants to kill any of these animals?
No, and with his fucking size, easily, he could probably survive that to a point.
Yeah, totally.
Or he'd be a big old nice pancake.
Yeah. I mean, also we can see, I want to bring up that nobody really dies.
Yeah.
You can see in this movie that there's this lake that they have once it gets dry in this lake, and then all the predator and prey can drink from it because they have this truce among them, which I actually really liked and respected. I was like, oh, that's really cool because, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to probably kill you tomorrow, but we can drink water together and be civil. And I really like that. They had this truce. Bagheera walks in, and the, what are those animals called? Fuck. Lions hunt them too. They jump really fast and run.
Antelopes?
Yeah, is that what they're called? Okay, sorry. They get off. They get scared, and then he's like, "I remember. I know the truce. It's okay. We're not gonna hunt." And then they drink the water, and it's a really cool moment.
No, it is. And what was really great, what I was surprised about, and it's kind of like the whole family thing we've been like talking about these past few minutes, is that they were trying to protect Mowgli, trying to get him to the man cave, the man village, right? And all these other animals are trying to keep him in in the jungle where he wants to be. And it's not until they find out that Akela, which was the father role to Mowgli in the wolf, and is killed. He finds that out from King Louie himself. And he gets all, and you can see just the emotion in Mowgli's face that Bagheera and Baloo would have hid this from him. You know, somebody he had looked up to. It's the only family he knows was the wolf pack. And it takes somebody else, a third party, to tell him that his role model has been killed by Shere Khan. To, you know, and this...
His dad. It's his dad.
Pretty much,
it was his father. And that was such a sad scene, and I can't believe he didn't have any kind of fight, but he was ambushed, and so it was really quick. I was like, wow, dead already? Wow, that was really quick. Literally just thrown away like a piece of
meat.
You know, like a piece of meat. Yeah, I don't know. It's just that Disney kills parents. You know, they just love to kill parents.
Oh yeah,
it's the only thing they do that they're really good at.
But that scene, I really think, really ties everything, and that's where everything like goes full pace, you know. And after that, the movie goes fast paced. After we saw that scene, we can see that the movie's going faster and faster, and the pace of the story has increased. And this is where we really get to see Mowgli choose who he is. He finally chooses that he's a man. He's not a wolf. But he wants to be, but he's part of the jungle. Yeah. This is really where he goes after Shere Khan. He's finished. He's trying to save his family. And so we see him go to the man village. He finds the red flower, and you get to see this scene of all the, you know, the men in front of the red flower, this fire, this raging fire, and you can just see and feel how destructive this
red
flower is to these animals. And that's when you see him grab it, because he doesn't want to like be like introduced to the actual men. And so you see, like, he sees that little like torch, and that's what he grabs to head to the jungle to face off with Shere Khan.
Yeah, I mean, it's disappointing, but I know that it happened. It's really kind of cool. It's a great imagery of the fire being so big. And these people are just, you know, it's the end of their day, and they look like they were kind of partying a little bit, and they had a good hunt that day, and they got good meat or whatever. Gives you a real sense of the time frame and what we're talking about here, where we are in the time, because it can't be modern day. It's got to be. And this jungle is in India, I believe. This whole movie takes place in India because.
That's where the spin-off movies have also done. Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
And again, I was disappointed that there was no girl scene, but I guess it makes sense because it's live action, and with a kid, I mean, I don't know. I was a little disappointed about it, but still, if you look, you can see an Easter egg. If you look, I saw a little person with the water thing on the top of her head. Or
it's one of those ones you have to look.
Yeah, it's a little Easter egg, but
if you blink, it's gone.
So then maybe in the second one he'll meet the girl, and then
if there is a second one, we don't know that just yet.
No, you're right.
We know that because, but
it leaves up for one.
But you know, now going to the end of the movie, like we're right there at the end. You know, Mowgli has finally chosen who he is, and he's here. He's facing down Shere Khan at the watering hole area. You know, because that's where all the animals have run because. Mowgli, unbeknownst to him, has accidentally lit the jungle on fire. Yeah. And you get to see why these animals...
What the danger is.
The danger is. And so he's finally facing out with Shere Khan. And Shere Khan, the trickster he is...
Yeah, totally.
He gets Mowgli to throw the fire away because you can really see in the animals how scared they are of this. And then they see that with Shere Khan, he turns Mowgli against almost the animals. The animals are afraid of Mowgli while he's holding this red flower. And that was part of Shere Khan's trick.
Well, that's exactly what he was as a villain doing that. But I like that Mowgli threw it in the water. I even called it in the movie. I said he's going to throw it in the water because it proves that he doesn't need fire to fight you. He's man, and he will take you down because he's just above you. And like... He doesn't need the fire to scare him. In the cartoon movie, he used the fire, and we don't know it possibly freaking killed him. But what I like about this is he has a real square off, and it's like it's just overall, like I keep saying, the story alone, just the arc of all the characters and the entire story makes this movie just even better than it ever will.
No, and definitely, and I really liked the Shere Khan face off with Mowgli, because Mowgli uses both what he learned from the wolf pack as well as what he was doing the whole time with his tricks.
The dead tree and
because we all know that Mowgli can't face. I mean, Shere Khan's a fucking tiger. Yeah. It's a fucking tiger. And Mowgli's just a boy.
Yeah.
So I really liked how Disney was able to grab that and mix two cultures, because we can definitely consider the wolf family as one culture and like his man instincts, as another culture, and they combine it in a use of that in almost a lesson that all cultures can be intertwined and accepted. We don't have to have individual cultures. We can all live together, and that's really what I liked about how they're pulling that. And you can definitely see that in the end of this movie, Mowgli's finally been accepted into fully accepted into the wolf pack, and he lives in the jungle.
Well, he saved the little elephant. Remember, he saved the little elephant.
He saved the little elephant.
And they play the soft bare necessities. I cried again in that moment. I cried again. I'm sorry. I cry.
Because elephants were considered as gods.
They created the jungle apparently, and that was cool. And I like the respect of that. And we didn't get that marching band kind of thing, which I enjoyed in the cartoon movie, but I don't it doesn't make sense. Yeah. And what I like about it is he saved him. He got the respect from the elephants, and that's a big deal.
No, and that really was the change for the animals. And then we go to right there near the end of the movie. It's right back. What I really like about Disney and this technique is they go right back and wrap back to the beginning.
They wrap it up.
And they show it's almost the same scene, but it's a new pack of wolves, and Mowgli's the one teaching them. He's the one teaching them, and Bagheera. We see Baloo. We see. Mowgli's mother now is the leader of the pack, where they recite the jungle code that everybody has been living by.
That was a great moment in the movie.
And Mowgli, because it's wrapping back, because they started with the jungle code and that scene, and then they ended with the jungle code in this scene.
Well, of course they did.
And I really liked how they were able to bring that back in a different way to show that life moves on and everybody can be accepted. And if you really think about it, there is kind of an underlying
circle of life kind of thing. Did you get the? I want to talk about the Lion King real quick. I want to say that there's a lot of references or mirror images of the Lion King in this movie. Yeah. Jon Favreau kind of meshed these two movies together. There's that stampede scene with the buffalo, and then the Shere Khan is up there, and that was a really big thing, sort of homage to the Lion King, and how much I love the Lion King, and I mean, just the way Shere Khan was a lot like
Scar.
Scar, thank you, Scar. When we're on this show, I forget shit. But anyway, I like that. I like that both of those movies kind of meshed together. It made for a great movie. Really
and Disney's famous for that. They've been doing that for a lot of their movies.
Oh, really?
Like a lot of their cartoons, like Robin Hood, right?
Yeah.
Robin Hood took from the Seven Dwarves too. The dancing scene was also in the Seven.
Well, they also took from Jungle Book. They took Baloo.
Yeah, they've taken all of that.
Yeah.
And that's what Disney you really have to look into that to actually understand. True. But when you see that, Disney has done that in a lot of their movies.
Little Disney trivia,
guys. Once a Disney movie can be used for another Disney movie. And I really like the story, kind of an underlying theme in my mind is finding yourself, identifying yourself, not letting others choose you, not letting others run your life, and really being you, being your
be you, dude.
Be your authentic self, not a fictional self.
Yeah.
Which is really great because that's what he was in the beginning of this, and throughout most of this movie is he's a fictional self.
He's trying to find himself the whole movie.
Yeah, and then it's not till the end, and when he really goes after Shere Khan, do we get to see his authentic self, where he finally acknowledges that this is who I am.
I'm a man cub, and I use my tricks, and I'm gonna do what I'm gonna take you down, you fucker. And he doesn't do it with fire. Yeah. I mean, he ultimately does do it with fire because Shere Khan is too confident and he jumps on the dead tree, and he knew he was going to do that because he's a villain, and
he could hear it too.
Exactly,
and you could hear the bridge cracking and everything.
He wanted to get that cub.
And those end credits, man. What about them end credits?
Okay,
with the animation and everything.
Okay, I want to bring up the end credits. I'm not the biggest fan of the way that the end credits came in. Why? Because the end credits have the book, and then the book in the way that it looked in the beginning of the cartoon movie. Now, this movie did not start out with a book.
Nope.
Okay? But it ends with the book. So I'm sorry, but I don't really understand why you're closing the book on a story that didn't open with a book. And although I did enjoy, I guess the pop-up is kind of cool, but I just was like, what is this? It was
a little different than we're used to.
It just was dumb. It was just like, why are you ending with a book? You didn't begin with a book, so why are you ending with a book? If you're going to do Once Upon a Time, start with the fucking beginning. Once Upon a Time.
No, and I can definitely understand. Sorry. I can understand. Maybe they did that because it's called The Jungle Book.
Yeah.
And they were just starting off with the story, and then they end with the book so that you realize, well,
it's then
a book,
open the goddamn book. And show me a book and open it if you're going to do that beginning. But whatever.
I mean, that's just how it goes and everything. But I really liked the movie.
Yeah,
I thought it was great. It was a great remake of the movie.
Oh, yeah. Remember, there was another remake like a few years back. I don't really remember, but it was god-awful.
Oh.
I mean, god-awful.
I mean, people will attempt, and I think Disney is on the right track.
Oh, yeah.
They're definitely on the right track with these live action ones.
We got Through the Looking Glass.
They just have to be very careful because some people are so in tune with the old that some people aren't as accepting of the new.
Yeah.
And that's very true with everybody.
Well, let's wrap this up with a couple of trailers. One trailer that I loved the most, and I'm very excited for this movie. I cannot wait because I loved it, the original, but I'm really excited for a reboot. Pete's Dragon. Let's talk about this real quick because it starts out just like the Jungle Book trailer because it shows a little kid running through a forest. And I was like, guys, we're just about to watch the Jungle Book. Are you really going to show me a trailer for the Jungle Book before the Jungle Book? Like, fuck you. It starts out like that, and I was nudging my friend. Not him, but I was standing with the other kid. And, well, I just mean you weren't next to me.
I know.
But I was nudging my friend. I was like, oh, it's Tarzan, it's Tarzan, it's Tarzan. And it turned out not to be Tarzan. It looked a lot like Tarzan.
Yeah.
But he said Forrest, and Robert Redford's in this movie. I'm very excited. I'm a huge fan of Robert Redford. I love the movie Sneakers. But anyway, it turns out that this kid has been living in the forest with a dragon.
Yeah.
And then it ends with this wonderful Avatar swan dive of a fucking dragon. And it says Pete's Dragon. And I was like, holy shit, Pete's Dragon? You're fucking kidding me. In this technology, this shit's going to be amazing.
It's going to be an interesting take on that, actually, because if we, for those of us who remember Pete's Dragon and watching it, it takes mostly place on a beach. Like the caves on a beach, and they're taking it a totally different way.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of intrigued. I'm also nervous.
Good point.
Because the original Pete's was
true.
so hard to create.
I didn't think about that.
And so I'm nervous about it. I am, though, going to watch it because I really want to see what Disney's take and their retake of doing it in a forest instead of on the beach.
Yeah, well, maybe they'll visit the beach. I mean, there's a,
who knows? It could be. It could definitely happen. We don't know yet.
I'm just very excited that kid looks great, and it just was so, like, I was like, Tarzan. Oh, Pete's Dragon. Yeah. I can't believe they're doing that. Like, these live-action movies are going to be great. They got, like, 10 or 50, like, a lot of them. They got, like, 20 movies to redo. I've said earlier that I'm nervous about Tim Burton's Dumbo. I feel like it's going to be really creepy and kind of scary.
Well, we do know how Tim Burton usually does his stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Johnny Depp will be in this, hopefully. Or not hopefully. Actually, I hope he's not in it. He puts him in too many fucking movies, but who knows? I mean, if he's... I don't know, man. Dumbo, Tim Burton? Oh. Maybe he's producing it. If he's just producing it, then it would be different, because I think that Through the Looking Glass, we saw a trailer for Through the Looking Glass. I think that's actually going to be a little bit better than Alice in Wonderland.
Because Alice in Wonderland was not that great. I mean, yeah, I liked Mad Hatter. It was great to see the Mad Hatter.
Yeah.
But that's really the only thing that was good about the movie was the Mad Hatter. If you took the Mad Hatter out of that movie, or he had the smallest part, the movie would not have done anything. No one would. There wouldn't even be a sequel.
Oh God, it'd be horrible. I mean, the Jabberwocky. What the fuck is that? Who cares? I don't. I didn't read Lewis Carroll's book, but I don't like. If you're gonna do an adaptation of Disney movie, give me what I saw in the Disney cartoon. Yeah. Okay, I don't care about this weird big ass cat who's just gonna fucking kill her or whatever. Like, give me something. Give me Mad Hatter. I'll watch a fucking Mad Hatter movie because I love Johnny Depp. I don't care how weird he gets with these Disney movies. I know they're fucking weird, but so what? I mean, I still like him.
No, and it's always great discussing this stuff with you. But, you know, that's all we have for right now for this episode on Nerds Without Filters.
Just going to end.
No, we're not going to just end. You know, it just... No, we've talked about a lot of stuff. We've talked about some great stuff today.
We did, yeah.
And, you know, we want to make sure they come back and they're not sleeping behind the, computer right now, going with their hand on their dick going, ugh. You know, we don't know that. Hey, so we just want to, we just want to keep it, great to go, So we thank you for watching, and, we hope to, you check back in with us again for our next episode. As always, I'm your host, Steven. This is my host, Brian Weber. The best and West. So we just want to...
What?
Well, I don't know.
Host with the most.
I'm the host with the most.
You're the host with the most.
But anyways, we just want to say thank you for tuning in. And don't forget, nerd out, boys and girls.